we have some issues, so let me know. Say hi, and I think I am not there again. Oh yes, I am. Good. So today I'm creating with the Floral Impressions Suite. Now this is part of our online exclusives collection, and this has been one of my favorite, and I would say most used products from the online exclusives or even from the catalog at the moment. So I have used this tons, and you would have seen me do an entire card creation series on it a few months ago. So my card creation series is one I do on Sunday, where I create a card a week. So you get 4 cards during the month using a particular product. So today I've got an variation of one I have created, so you can see a couple of options and how you can use this. And I think it's a nice sketch which you can use with other products you have. I want to let you know about a current special we have with Stamping Up as well. So if you're shopping around in our store, this designer series paper is currently on special. So what I'm going to use is this Floral Impressions designer series paper. It is on special because we have an in color sale. So anything from the 2027 range of in colors is on sale. And when I prepared this card, I hadn't really thought about that. I was just preparing it because I love the suite, and I've realized it's on special. It's normally $21.75 for a pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper. You get 12 sheets. Now it's $18.49 because it has our current in colors. So let's get to creating. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm here to help you as we create today. All right, let me just turn this camera around, and where I'm also going to make sure, just bear with me. I want to check that the volume. If you are watching, okay, just want to make sure my volume is on. All right, so we're going to be using, this is a 2-step stamping. So you get an image that has the outline and the inner image of the flower. I'll show you the stamp set. If you haven't seen this before, this is a great little stamp set. I love these types of stamp bundles as well, because you get, this particular one has loads of dies. It has those oivals that come with it, which is really fabulous. And I have used those as well. So if you're into things that, if you love your dies, if you love your stamp sets, you can use it for simple stamping. If you're a beginner, it's a great little stamp set to add to your collection, because you don't have to color. You can just add full images which give you those colors, and that's how I'm going to use it today, and you will see that in operation today. Not so much die cutting as such, there's a little bit, but you're going to see how this works as a 2-step stamp. So for my ink pads today, I am going with Misty Moonlight and Fresh Freesia, and I am also going to be using, as I said, lots of the designer series paper, and I'll be sharing some technique with you. Now, in Misty Moonlight and both of these actually were in colors some time ago, and they came back into our core range. So if in colors, if you're new to Stamping Up, in colors are a range of colors that Stamping Up bring in every year. 5 colors that are on trend. So every year we get a new set of colors, and those 5 colors will remain in our collection for 2 years. So at any given time, you've got 10 colors. sometimes they do make a comeback, and that's what our in color sale is on at the moment for the 2025-2027 colors. So here we are. I'm going to start with the fresh freesia, and I'm going to do the larger flower in the fresh freesia. I'm going to stamp the inner image first. What I'm going to do is what we call off stamping or second generation stamping. So I'm going to use the same ink for the outer image as well as the inner, but you're going to get two tones, so it's like having two ink pads. I'm going to give that, make sure that's clean. Just had a bit of something on it. Okay, that's better. All right, so we'll ink it up, stamp off on a scrap piece of paper, and then stamp our image there. I think it's a little bit light, and it's possibly because it's fresh freesia, and I am going to, and I may even change this up a bit because I did my original card with a different color, and I will show you that in a minute. Live crafting, sometimes things don't work out. All right, that's not too bad, and I think that'll get covered with my top image. Now I'm not off stamping as such, but I'm going to see whether this works on my dodgy one here. So with two-step stamping, now I'm trying not to get in the way of the camera. Just bear with me while I'm trying to get, the best way is to get your head right over to align it, and I'll bring it back in. So as much as I'm just trying to see, that's a little bit light, so I'll give you the comparison. I'm going to bring in Petunia Pop for this one because my fresh freesia was a touch light. So in this case, I didn't do the second generation stamping, but I'm using a second color in a similar tone. All right. If it isn't, we can always change. So that's what you mean by the two-step stamping. Now, how you do this doesn't matter. You can either stamp the outline image or the inner image first. That's fine. Hi, Rosie. Great to see you. Now, I'm choosing Misty Moonlight. When Misty Moonlight came, I was so crazy about this color. I still am. I love Misty Moonlight. It's one of my favorite colors. And I was so sad when it came, and I was so happy when it returned. So now I'll show you how I do this second generation, because my Misty Moonlight is a little bit more inky than my fresh freesia was. That's better. Now I'll bring in this one was a little bit, so this is the outline. I've been doing it this way, and as I said, you can do the outline first and then the inner. It kind of sometimes depends on which stamp you're using and which way you do it. It really does. And you've got to work out which works best for you. I'm trying to align these. Just bear with me. It's like, a jigsaw sometimes. And I'm not very good at jigsaws. So you should have seen me going round and round and round, and here we are. That's better. That's it. So that gap there, you could put a line on your stamp just with a marker. It does help. This one's not too tricky. And I'm not trying to get over this too much, but when you're stamping at home, even if you have to stand, getting your head right over that image definitely helps. I'm not too worried that that's a little bit off. That's okay. We'll die cut that. We can even ink that up again if we need to. I've got dies for those, and this is the one we're cutting out. And I've also got some leaves which I'm using garden green for, which I'm going to die cut. Now I have been guided by the designer series paper for my color palette, and it makes it very easy when you have the designer series paper. You don't have to even try, it just helps with it. So no guessing there. Hi Christine, sorry I just saw your message there. Good to see you all. What are you guys doing today? What's on the agenda? I have been preparing finalizing my cards with the floral charm class I'm doing, and I also plan on doing my peaceful the Peace on Earth one with the Christmas, which is coming up in the mini catalog. So I got myself a new set of base plates. You will notice because my other ones were so janky, and I've been putting it off, and they feel so nice. And I got myself some new cutting mats. Now, my tip is when you get new cutting mats, don't use the bullet ones. Use the older one at the base because it's going to get ruined anyway. And use the new one on the top. So you stretch it. And because I've just got these, I haven't marked it, but I normally put a little label up the top with my trusty Dymo to say this is, like, I'll say top. So I know it's the top. The top plate here. It just makes them last a little longer for me, and I have no issues with them warping. Perhaps it's just because I run them right through. I have not had any issues like that. But because this is going to get ruined quicker anyway. Then when you get a new set, just flip again, do the same thing. Just gets you a little bit more usage and wear out of your cutting plates. You love my card in the mystery stamping. Thank you, Rosie. So mystery stamping is something we do at the Stamping Lounge once a month, if you are wondering what we are talking about. And last Saturday, this month, Mahersari did fun fold. It's just really nice. I loved it. And I use that peaceful garden. Peace on Earth is the stamp set. I always get I'm sure there's a peaceful it's Peaceful Garden, I think. I get mixed up because we've got Peaceful PR and Peaceful this and that. So we've got those and that. Oh, I should have kept my die cutting machine. Let me bring it back in. We'll do some leaves as well while we're here. I've got garden green. Yeah, so that's a beautiful suite coming up. It's if you love your blues, and it's got lovely glimmer paper. If you love some glimmer, it's got that too. And lovely ribbon in that suite with the silver edging. And really not just for Christmas. That's that will go through year round. It's got sentiments for all occasions, really. I'll be placing my order for my pre-order for catalog products today, and I really have to sort of split it up because I have such a big list, and if there's so much nice stuff. So if you would like a catalog, please comment. If I can send it within Australia, because the prices are in Australian dollars, so it is off. You can't purchase from me products outside Australia. So if you're in Australia, please comment and I can get in touch with you with regards to the catalog, because we can get them out to you this month. Some firm favorites in there, and I'll always love designer series paper too. I'm a bit crazy about designer series paper. All right, so let me bring my card in. So I've got, this is the paper I'm using. So I've been guided by this for my colors. And so, and this is the other side. So it's the same piece. I've just flipped it, right? Then I've got some matte layers in Timid Tiger, and I've used a bit here. It's a bit ripped on one side. I'm not worrying because I'm going to be covering that with some flowers, so I can use that. It's not ripped, but it's a bit that I went ahead and cut on another card, and that's going to get covered up. So that's okay. It's not a biggie. All right, so I'm going to layer those on Timid Tiger. You love the DSP, Christine. It is beautiful. Actually, I have used a lot of it, probably more than I have many other designer series paper. It is a very good one, and I like that the back is more neutral, not as in colors, but in design. So not so floral if you just want to use some plain, have some plain designs, it's there. Okay. So this is kind of what I'm going for. And I've got some basic white, always a winner. I've got a fresh freezer base. We're going to lay it on. Now, this is not a color palette I would generally have chosen. Like I would have thought, whoa, that clashes. But I've gone with my gut that it's going to work because it's the design, it's in the designer series paper. And I think it will. Trust the process. This is one of those things, right? Sometimes you've just got to wait till you see the end, and you might think, oh, that doesn't look quite right. But as I was putting it together, I thought, no, I think that'll work. And it probably wasn't. Stamping Up have done the hard work with the color choices, so you don't have to do that. It's already done for us. So, and again, I picked that Misty Moonlight off there, and I'll put some centers of those flowers. So we've got some more leaves here, and we can work them in there. And so let's bring some flower centers. I'm using some all clear blocks I have, but you use what you have. These aren't available anymore, but I'm using just small ones. So there's two sizes with the centers you have, and also you can do, again, with the centers, they're two-step as well. But I'm just going to go with the one that is more textured. I don't think it needed that second layer. I hadn't quite worked out what I was going to do with the color. I think I'll go Darling Duckling. That came off the that happens. It's because it's just the stamp at the back needs just a bit of a clean on the, so slightly off there, and that's okay. I'm just moved it a bit. Now we'll do the two little ones. Also, when you're looking in the online store, make sure you check the last chance products. There is a ton of products that have gone on last chance, including my favorite mini corrugated embossing folder. I'm a bit sad about that. There's lots in there. Plus, there's celebration products from this year, which are in there as well. So loads and loads of stuff. Make sure you check it out. There are while supplies last. As always with any last chance style products, because they are going. I'm going to emboss this white piece with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. I have not even checked all the products to even pull them out of my stash, but take a look. You might have some favorites there that you want to grab before they go. You like the combination of colors, Rosie? Thank you. Oh, wrong. I don't need that. Timmy Tiger is a beautiful color, and at the start I too wasn't sure about it. I think it's one you have to use, and then you will love it. As you look at it, it doesn't, I think, perhaps look as appealing, maybe, I don't know, but it works better once you use it. Oops, my embossing folder is a bit to the right. Yeah, it's pretty. And I definitely, I don't think I would have ever paired it with Fresh Freesia. But it does come up nicely. Okay. And if you think things are too heavy, always bring in a white layer that will balance things out, a neutral or a crumb cake or something. Just try those different things. Sometimes a black matte layer might change things up a bit. Things like that do make a difference. Oh. Try different combinations and it can make something just work. So we'll stick that down there. I will be sending this out, the tutorial out tonight in my newsletter and I've got 2 tutorials today because I missed out last week. So I'll try and catch up to my, then this is an exclusive tutorial, like it's free to my subscribers. They will get the other color palette, but it's the same in that sense. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, you will want to do that. Now, let's put this together. I just give these a little bit of a curve just to give some character to them. It matches my nails. Hi, Nicole. Just like when we did the class, I have had this for a couple of weeks, and we did the class with the cornflower celebrations, and the girls were saying, "Oh, it matches your nails." I said, "Well, I kind of didn't plan it," and they said, "Oh, yeah, last time it matched your nails card too." I said, "Well, that's because I always get pink," and I thought, "Oh, I'll be different this time," and go something, change it up a bit. How are you going, Nicole? All right. Oh. It's a beautiful day in Melbourne. We're having some, I don't know, it's cool, but like it's almost like springy, summery weather. It feels like, you know, the sunshine. I'm tucking one in, under I mean, and one on top. So you don't want them looking the same. This is a quick, if you want like quick cards, this is a quick card, minimal die cutting. And if you want to even make it quicker, just add like ephemera images and say your base is similar and you can use the same layout. So it's good for like your Christmas cards and things. If you're mass producing, it's a good sort of design. Because really, we need to start making those Christmas cards because it'll be here before we know it. Says me to myself. Because I am always, no matter how much I make, it's like I always run out. I never have enough. 23 degrees, that's nice. I'm using an ephemera sentiment. So that makes it even quicker. Oops. Or you can like heat emboss a bulk amount of sentiments so you're ready to go. Now, do I do it here? Maybe. Or do I do it there? No, it's visible here. Okay, you need to change it up if you need to. It just depends how your card is kind of set out. Let's stick this on the front here. I have got like a 10-fold card, I guess. Yeah. So in that way, which is a bit different to what I normally do. Certain designs lend themselves to that sort of fold. Now for the inside, two ways you can go. You can add another layer with the Timid Tiger and then the white and do that. Or I've done a white there. Got a piece of Timid Tiger. So I'm bringing in the Timid Tiger again. And a piece of the Designer Series paper. There. So kind of carrying through the color. You got Happy Meal today? That sounds fun. Nutcracker and Sugar Plum Fairies. That sounds nice. Was it dies or Designer Series paper? It's not wet in Perth. That's always nice. I like cutesy like images, you know, for like gingerbread man. We've got gingerbread man coming. The catalog, I can't give you. That's a sneak talk. We can't sneak peek, but I can give you a bit of a clue. I'm keeping it fairly clean. Normally I add some blending, but I think the style is such, I wanted it like fairly clean. Still got to embellish. I will do that in a sec. So you're still carrying through the Timid Tiger. You can add that matte like I said, but just, and if it gets costly, like if you're doing multiples, it can get a bit much. And it's still pretty. Just following the same way for my envelope. Ah, they're decorative boxes. Oh, wow. That sounds interesting. I'm a bit mad about Christmas stuff. I go crazy. I think I've kept probably 95% of everything I bought with Christmas stuff. Maybe more. All right, let's put some embellishments. What color? So we've got maybe Petunia Pop would be nice. I'll probably pull that down a bit. Maybe I should have pulled it up, but it's okay. It is the design. So these are in color pearls, but these ones will be on your sale. So if you are wondering what exactly is on that sale list, go on to the online store and there'll be an in color sale section. So click on that so you know exactly what is on that sale. There is a new kit even on that sale. I was shocked. There's a kit that was released yesterday that is on sale because it's under that in color banner. So check it out, and it's a gorgeous kit. All right. I'll show you. So that's our card done. It's pretty simple. It comes together fairly quickly. I hope you have enjoyed that. Nice duplicatable, like in quickly you could stamp a bunch of flowers there. And this is my other variation, which I did in strawberry slush. And while I stamped this in fresh freesia and then did the outline image in Patina Pop, this was stamped with both images in Patina Pop. So I did stamped off and the outline in full strength Patina Pop. So that's where it was, because my fresh freesia was a little bit light there. If you were joining me late, I just changed up the sentiment. So it's exactly the same designer series paper. I've just switched it around, changed the colors. I've got a basic beige card base there, and that's how I've done. And I just love how the basic beige really makes that strawberry slush look pop there. I love those colors. So I hope you have enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining me. I will put a link up for the products so you can shop and please subscribe to our newsletter so you can get that tutorial as well. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you guys stopping by today. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so as well. I do appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. I'll catch up with you during the week on Sunday for my Floral Charm series. Thank you. Have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.